Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked at an American car commercial and actually felt excited? Not just mildly interested, I mean genuinely can't sleep tonight excited? Because I'll tell you right now, the last 5 times my jaw actually dropped looking at an SUV, none of them had a Ford badge, none had a Chevy badge, and not a single one was German. They were all Chinese, every single one. I know. Some of you are already typing in the comments. You're skeptical, you've heard this before. But this time is genuinely different. And today, I'm going to prove it to you with cold, hard specs, real prices, and features that American manufacturers straight up don't offer at any price. 5 Chinese SUVs. And if even one of them makes it to American shores at anything close to its Chinese price, the entire market gets flipped on its head. Welcome to Torque Vision. Let's get into it. Number 5. Zeekr 7X. 646 horsepower for less money than a Ford Explorer. That is your number 5. That is how we are starting this list. And the car doing it is the Zeekr 7X made by Geely, the same group that owns Volvo and Polestar. And I need you to sit with that spec for a second before I tell you anything else about it. Because the Explorer gives you 300 horsepower and starts at $36,000. The Zeekr 7X gives you 646, and in China, it starts at 32,000. That's the story. Everything else is a bonus. Up front, you've got a full-width LED light bar that links into what Zeekr calls the Stargate Interactive LCD display. It can project messages and animations. Your car literally communicates with the world around it. The hood uses a clamshell, designed no individual fender panels. One single flowing piece that creates an almost seamless visual line from the windshield all the way to the nose. From the side, you get what they call a floating roof design, where the A-pillar connection is hidden underneath the hood line, making the entire greenhouse appear to hover. The door handles are fully frameless and automatic. You walk up, they sense you, and they pop out. Pull up to a valet in this, and they'll think you spent $90,000. The rear is wide, clean, and ends with another full light bar that makes a Model Y look like a base trim rental car. Step inside and you're greeted by a 1.6-inch central touchscreen powered by a Snapdragon 8295 processor, same chip running some of the most powerful phones on the planet. Soft touch materials everywhere, zero scratchy plastic, ambient lighting throughout the cabin, and the whole thing was designed by a team in Gothenburg, Sweden. It feels genuinely premium. Not premium for a Chinese car, just premium, full stop. The AWD version runs those dual motors, producing 646 horsepower. Sprints from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. That's Porsche Macan turbo territory. And it sits on an 800-volt architecture with CATL's chill-in battery that charges from 10 to 80% in just 15 minutes. 15. By the time you've stretched your legs at a charging stop, the car is basically full. Real-world range sits around 400 miles on the long-range variant. In China, the Zeekr 7X starts at around $32,000. A base Ford Explorer starts at $36,000 and gives you 300 horsepower. The Zeekr gives you 646 at a lower price with 800-volt charging, and it was designed in Sweden. Drop a comment right now and tell me honestly, is that the most embarrassing spec-for-spec comparison you've ever seen? Because it absolutely is for me. But here's the thing. As wild as the Zeekr 7X is at number 5, it doesn't even come close to what's waiting at number 4. Because number 4 doesn't just beat American SUVs on performance, it makes the whole idea of buying a Chevy Tahoe feel like a genuine mistake. Stay with me. Number 4. Li Auto L9. If you thought that was wild, you are completely unprepared for this. Because the Li Auto L9 doesn't lead with horsepower. It leads with something that hits even harder, the realization that for $58,000, a Chinese family SUV is offering things that a $100,000 Lincoln Navigator simply cannot match. Hold on to that thought, because once you hear this full picture, you will never look at an American three-row SUV the same way again. The L9 has what I'd describe as restrained authority from the outside. It's 5.2 meters long, that's over 17 feet, with a wide planted stance, flush door handles, and a light bar across both the front and the rear that flows cleanly across the body. Clean, bold, and proportioned so well, it makes a Lincoln Navigator look like it has no idea what it wants to be. Get inside, and here's where things get genuinely interesting. The L9 features 5 screens across the cabin. 5. The driver gets a digital cluster. There's a 15.7-inch OLED touchscreen in the center console, another 15.7-inch screen on the dash for the front passenger, and then in the second row, a 21.4-inch 3K Ultra HD entertainment screen that hangs there like a flat panel TV in a private jet. That's a bigger screen than what most of us have in our living rooms, sitting there for your rear passengers. And the seating? The front row offers zero-gravity recline mode, 1.8, point massage nodes that heat up to 45 degrees Celsius, and adjustable lumbar support. The second row captain's chairs, and there are 6 seats total, can fold into full nap mode or king bed mode for actual sleeping in the car. The L9 runs Li Auto's extended range electric vehicle system, pairing electric motors with a 1.5-liter range extender. Total power sits at 449 horsepower with 620 Newton-meters of torque, and the combined total range, 1,412 kilometers. That's over 877 miles on a single tank and battery combo. Dead serious. You can drive from Los Angeles to Denver and back without a fuel stop. 0 to 60 happens in around 5.3 seconds, completely respectable for a massive 6-seat family hauler. Safety is not messing around either. The 2025 update brings an NVIDIA Drive Thor chip with 700 TOPS of computing power, plus a roof-mounted LiDAR sensor for vision in zero-light conditions that can identify and dodge obstacles from hundreds of meters away at highway speeds. Price. Are you sitting down? In China, the L9 starts at roughly $58,000. 6 seats, 5 screens, 877-mile total range, 449 horsepower, full zero-gravity massage recline, NVIDIA chip-powered autonomous driving, $58,000. A Chevy Tahoe with none of that starts at $55,000. A Lincoln Navigator, which does not have 5 screens, does not have massage rear seats, does not have 877 miles of total range, starts at around $80,000. And we accept this. We actually just accept this. If your jaw just dropped, smash that like button because mine has not fully come back up yet. Now, if you think 5 screens and 877 miles of range is where the insanity peaks, you are nowhere near ready for number 3. Because number 3 didn't come from a car company. It came from a tech company that decided car companies weren't moving fast enough, and the result broke records that no vehicle has ever come close to. Let's go. Number 3, Xiaomi YU7. And before we get into this one, if you are not subscribed yet, do it right now, because what you're about to see at number 3 is exactly why this channel exists. This is the kind of thing that makes you question everything about the car market you've been living in your whole life. Smash that subscribe button and let's get into it. This is the Xiaomi YU7, and this isn't a car company making an SUV. This is Xiaomi, one of the most powerful consumer technology companies on the planet, deciding that the auto industry needs disrupting. And they brought receipts. The YU7 has a design language that was clearly influenced by high-performance sport SUVs. It's nearly 5 meters long, with a fastback silhouette, a drag coefficient of just 0, 245 more aerodynamic than a Tesla Model Y, and bullet-shaped LED headlights with a full-width light bar at the rear. Flush electric door handles, the largest clamshell aluminum hood ever put on a production vehicle, and 19 to 2 1-inch wheel options that fill the arches perfectly. It looks expensive, because it is. It's just not priced like it. Inside, Xiaomi did something nobody expected. They threw out the idea of individual screens and designed what they call the Hypervision panoramic screen, a single seamless display spanning 1.1 meters across the lower windshield zone, combining 3 mini LED panels into one continuous visual experience. Think of the most immersive cinema you've ever sat in. Now shrink it into the dashboard of a car. The front seats offer Nappa leather, zero-gravity recline up to 123 degrees with full massage, and the rear seats adjust electrically to 135 degrees. The entire car runs on Xiaomi's HyperOS, the same operating system that runs on hundreds of millions of their phones fully connected to their ecosystem, with Apple CarPlay compatibility included. Under the skin, the YU7 Max makes 681 horsepower from a dual-motor AWD setup. It goes from 0 to 60 in 3.23 seconds. 3.23. That is faster than a Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT in a family SUV that starts at $35,000. The base single-motor version delivers up to 835 kilometers, 519 miles on a single charge. On the 800-volt platform, you can add 620 kilometers of range in just 15 minutes of charging. And every single trim comes standard with LiDAR, NVIDIA's Drive Thor chip at 700 tops, and Xiaomi's end-to-end autonomous driving system trained on over 10 million clips of real-world data. Here's the number that made me physically stand up from my chair. The Xiaomi YU7 starts in China at $35,000. And on the day it launched, it received 200,000 pre-order deposits within 3 minutes. Not 3 days, not 3 hours, 3 minutes. BMW X, $365,000. Tesla Model Y long range, $52,000. Xiaomi YU, $735,000, with better range, more horsepower, more screens, faster charging, and a more advanced driver assistance system. You tell me where the value is. If you want to keep seeing the car industry exposed like this, subscribe and ring that bell right now. Because as insane as number 3 is, and it is insane, number 2 is in a completely different league. Number 2 has 4 LiDARs, a 2-inch cinema screen inside the cabin, and it was built with the full force of one of the most powerful technology companies on Earth. Let's go. Number 2, AITO M9 Huawei. Wait. Before we get into this one, drop a comment right now telling me which car has broken your brain so far. Is it the Zeekr with 646 horsepower for less than an Explorer? The Li Auto with 877 miles of range? Or Xiaomi with 289,000 pre-orders in 60 minutes? Tell me. Because I promise you number 2 is about to reset the entire conversation. This is the AITO M9, co-developed by Huawei. The Huawei, one of the most advanced technology companies in the world. And they didn't just provide software or a navigation chip. They built this car from the ground up with their full-stack technology platform. The result feels less like a car and more like a rolling proof of concept for what transportation should look like in 2035. Outside, the M9 is a full-size SUV at 5.23 meters long, with a design Huawei calls Kunpeng Zhanyi, inspired by a mythical creature spreading its wings. The headlights are full dual million-pixel smart projection units that can display full animations, project images onto the road, and adapt in real time to every driving condition. We're talking headlights that perform a light show when you walk up to the car. The body has hidden flush door handles, blackened B and C pillars for that floating greenhouse look, and a drag coefficient of 0.264. Out back, a clean gauntlet-shaped taillight design that spans the full width and finishes the profile like a luxury statement. Inside, take a breath. The AITO M9's cabin is built around Huawei's Harmony OS 4 intelligent cockpit, and the dashboard alone features 3 screens: a 12.3-inch digital cluster, a 15.6-inch central touchscreen, and a separate 1.6-inch screen for the front passenger. But the party trick? The optional 3.2-inch cinema-grade laser projection screen for the rear. It drops down from the ceiling for rear passengers. A 3.2-inch screen in a car. That is 6 inches larger than the flat-screen TV in my apartment, and I'm genuinely upset about that. The sound system runs 25 Huawei-tuned speakers at 2,080 watts with 7.1.4 surround sound, using Palace-grade Schroeder acoustic diffusion technology to distribute sound evenly across every seat. The seats themselves are zero-gravity units that go into nap mode with powered leg rests, and the second-row captain's chairs feature 1.8 point massage and independent climate zones. And then there's the technology. The 2025 M9 carries 4 LiDAR sensors, not 1, not 2, 4 positioned front, rear, and both sides. Full 360-degree high-resolution spatial awareness at all times. The Huawei ADS-4 autonomous driving system can navigate from parking space to parking space with zero human input, handle roundabouts, complex intersections, and narrow urban roads better than most drivers. The pure electric BEV version runs dual motors, producing 523 horsepower with a 100 kilowatt-hours CATL battery, delivering 630 kilometers of range. The EREV version makes 489 horsepower with a combined range of 1,474 kilometers. 1,474. You can drive from New York to Chicago and halfway back before you think about stopping. 6-seat M9 in China starts at $65,000. A Mercedes-Benz GLS, $110,000. No laser cinema screen. No 4 LiDAR autonomous system. Nowhere near 916 miles of combined range. A Range Rover with a comparable footprint? Over 120,000. The AITO M9 does more, costs almost half as much, and is packed with technology that doesn't exist in European luxury SUVs at any price. Does that make you angry? Because it makes me angry. Drop a comment and tell me whether you'd take this over a Range Rover. I already know the answer, but I want to hear yours. And if you think number 2 was a lot, I need you to understand that number 1 doesn't just beat everything on this list. Number 1 floats on water, spins in place like a tank, makes 1,180 horsepower, and still costs less than a Bentley Bentayga by over $70,000. This is the one. Let's go. Number 1, BYD Yangwang U8. Stop. I need you to actually stop whatever else you're doing and focus for this one, because nothing I'm about to say is exaggerated. Nothing is embellished. Every single thing you are about to hear is real, verified, and publicly documented. Because the BYD Yangwang U8 is the kind of vehicle that, if I showed it to someone 10 years ago and said this exists and it's made in China, they would have laughed me out of the room. Nobody's laughing now. BYD's ultra-luxury Yangwang sub-brand makes vehicles that are not supposed to exist, and the U8 is their flagship. It is a full-size luxury off-road SUV that is 5.31 meters long, that's 17.4 feet, with a design presence that makes a Land Rover Defender look like a modest suggestion. Up front, you get a massive, commanding face with stacked LED light clusters that run vertically on both sides and wrap into a dominant front bumper built for genuine off-road work. The hood is tall and purposeful. From the side, you see a body-on-frame silhouette that is wide, planted, and covered in premium two-tone paint options. The 2.2-inch forged alloy wheels sit in wide, muscular arches. Out back, a full-width LED bar, a tailgate-mounted spare wheel option for the Off-Road Master Edition, and a rear diffuser that means business. This vehicle has presence that commands a room before it even parks. Inside the U8, BYD put together what they call a symmetrical dual-layer cockpit. You've got a 12.8-inch OLED Galaxy Curve Center display paired with dual 23.6-inch longitudinal screens, one for the driver and one for the front passenger, that run vertically like a pair of ultra-wide panels, flanking the cockpit. There is also an optional 21.4-inch ceiling entertainment screen for the rear passengers. The materials? Nappa leather throughout, brushed aluminum accents, real wood trim, and 128 color ambient lighting that wraps every surface. The audio is handled by 32 Dynaudio speakers. That is not a typo. 32 speakers. The cabin noise level at 120 kilometers per hour is capped at 64.6 decibels, quieter than most libraries. The second row executive seats feature 1.8 point massage, heated armrests, a power leg rest, a built-in smart armrest screen, wireless charging, and a dedicated heating and cooling refrigerator for the center console. This is not a car. This is a private lounge that happens to have wheels. Now brace yourself. The engineering. The BYD Yangwang U8 runs BYD's proprietary E4 platform. What does that mean in plain English? It means each of the four wheels has its own dedicated electric motor. 4 motors, 4 independent torque vectors. Every single wheel is controlled individually in real time, 100 times faster than any conventional all-wheel drive system on Earth. The combined output of those 4 motors is 1,180 horsepower. 1,180. For reference, a Lamborghini Urus makes 657. The U8 makes almost double that in a vehicle that weighs 3,460 kilograms. 0 to 60 happens in 3.6 seconds in this tank, and the CLTC total range electric plus the 2.0-liter range extender petrol engine is 1,000 kilometers, over 621 miles. But here's where it goes from impressive to genuinely unbelievable. Because of those 4 independent motors, the U8 can do a tank turn, spinning 360 degrees in its own footprint, like a military vehicle. It can drive in crab walk mode, moving diagonally. The suspension can raise the body 15 centimeters in emergencies. The off-road angles 36.5 degrees approach, 35.4 degrees departure actually beat the Mercedes-Benz G-Class, which has had decades to figure out off-road geometry. And if all of that wasn't enough, if you get caught in a flash flood, the U8 activates emergency flotation mode. The suspension rises to maximum height, the windows seal, The car detects water depth automatically, and it will float for up to 30 minutes while the wheels continue to propel it forward through water. Your SUV floats on water and drives. I am not making this up. BYD literally built a luxury SUV that doubles as an escape boat for disaster scenarios. Meanwhile, I've seen American trucks get stuck in a parking lot puddle. The autonomous driving system is BYD's God's Eye A, running the D-Pilot 600 driver assistance solution, their most advanced, ever backed by 14 airbags. NVIDIA, a Drive Orin intelligent processor at 508 TOPS and 38 high-precision sensing components covering the entire vehicle exterior. And now, the price. I need you to listen. I need you to actually let this land. The BYD Yangwang U8 with 1,180 horsepower, tank turns, water flotation, 4 independent motors, 32 Dyne audio speakers, zero-gravity Nappa leather executive seats, 621 miles of range, and a God's Eye autonomous system starts at approximately $150,000 in China, $150. A Bentley Bentayga starts at $220,000. A Rolls-Royce Cullinan starts at $350,000. Neither can do a tank turn. Neither can float. Neither can match the horsepower. Neither has 4 independent wheel motors, and they are 2 to 3 times the price. We are getting robbed in broad daylight, folks. Dead serious. If this car walks into the American market at anything close to that price point, Range Rover, Bentley, and every German luxury house needs to completely rethink what they're doing because they are not building anything that competes with this. Not even close. So which one of these 5 blew your mind the most? The Zeekr 7X making 646 horsepower for less than a Ford Explorer? The Li Auto L9 with 877 miles of range and 5 screens for $58,000? The Xiaomi YU7 with 289,000 pre-orders in an hour? The AITO M9 and its 4 LiDARs and its 3.2-inch cinema screen? Or the BYD Yangwang U8, the floating, tank-turning, 1,180 horsepower luxury warship that humiliates everything Bentley and Rolls-Royce have built for the last decade? Drop your number 1 pick in the comments. I genuinely read all of them. Smash that like button if this video made you furious at what we pay for cars in America. Subscribe and ring that bell, because next week we are going even deeper, and I promise you, what's coming makes this list look tame. Torque Vision. Don't miss what's next.